start on the front row here with Chip.
Yeah, Jordan, just Chip Alexander from Raleigh. Just what's the biggest difference that you've seen from the way Matt Brown and his staff did things to the new staff and the way they're handling?
I mean, love Coach Brown. Coach Brown had a great run here. Coach Brown's a great coach. He did great at Texas. He's done great here, great seasons. And nothing to take nothing from Coach Brown at all. Just Coach Belichick comes with kind of like a different attitude. You can kind of tell, the culture's changing and stuff like that. So I would say that's kind of like the biggest difference between the two.
Yeah, Jeremiah, you from here?
Yeah, Jordan, you had the opportunity to, during the spring, watch Bryce Baker play with him, things like that. Obviously, him being a young guy, freshman. What stood out to you about his game, the way that he plays, and I guess some of his strengths and traits so far?
I would say the biggest thing that stood out is really his work ethic. We're in the weight room, like this is just stuff off the field. In the weight room, after we lift, me and him were doing core after, extra stuff after, and a lot of the boys joined into it. So I would say the biggest thing for Bryce that's gonna set him apart is the way he works and the way he approaches everything. His preparation is elite. He's always in here watching film, no matter what it is. He's watching NFL tape. He's already started watching TCU and stuff like that, just getting ready. So I mean, just his preparation is definitely like high level. Can't really tell he's a freshman.
We go back up.
Jordan, Pat Walter from WRL. Jordan, we've seen so many players transfer out, a lot of players transfer in. So what was it like for you as somebody that was already here, kind of going through that with new staff, and what made you want to stay?
It's hard to transfer from a school that you love so much. I've had a lot of friends have came here, a lot of friends have been successful here, and it's also hard to leave the greatest coach of all time. Knowing you have one of the greatest coaches of all time coming here, it wouldn't have been smart for me to leave, especially when like we brought in another great coach, Coach McGee, my position coach. He was in Louisville, he recruited me to Louisville, so I had a good connection with him as well. So it just felt like everything was kind of just falling into place, and it was just something I was like praying on it heavily, and it was just something that I was like, just God, I just felt like I need to stay. He kind of led me to stay here, so that was the biggest thing.
What was your on-field learning curve like last year from the beginning of the season? And was there a point where you thought, okay, I think I'm really starting to get this now?
I would really say there's never really a point where you're kind of just like, all right, now it's clicking. It's more just like you just kind of start stacking plays. That's the biggest thing. You don't really want to look too far ahead. You want to get too highs on your highs or too lows on your lows. You just want to worry about what you're doing right at that time. So for me, I feel like my biggest thing was just trying to grow every day. We're going against great athletes. We had Huzzy last year, Marcus Allen, Caleb Cost, like great players, great ball players that I'm able to go against every day. So instead of me looking far ahead into the future, I'm more worried about just growing step by step and day to day. And that's kind of the same approach that Coach Belichick came in with. Just we're going to take it day by day. We're going to be tough, smart, dependable. So that's the biggest thing that I'm working on.
As a quick follow-up, did you go into it knowing it would be that way, or is that just kind of how it turned out for you?
No, I feel like it's just something that you kind of learn over time. Coming in as a freshman, it's a lot of things coming at you at one time, especially coming in mid-year. So it's just like some of the stuff that some of the older boys kind of like drilled into us, like J.J. Jones, he took me under his wing, Nate McCullum, guys like that, just reminding me that like you're young, like I got here early, so that spring like you're still supposed to be in high school and you're doing the same stuff we're doing. So just take it as a blessing and just keep learning because you have a lot of time.
We're gonna Brian in the second row.
Brian from WRL. What's been the biggest surprise of Coach Belichick? What's kind of thrown you? Maybe you weren't expecting him to coach like that or be like that or anything like that.
I would say, I feel like Coach has a narrative of being like serious all the time. Coach, he jokes with us, he laughs with us. We'll laugh in meetings. He has a humorous side to him as well. So I feel like that's the biggest thing, that like the biggest curveball. You're coming into like the first meeting, you're expected to be serious, 100% locked in. He comes in and he introduces himself, and then he busts a joke. That's the second thing he says. So I mean, it's just stuff like that, small stuff like that.
Can you tell us a joke?
I don't remember.
We got Adam on the front here.
Shipp, Adam Smith in South Carolina. That's exactly what I was going to ask you about maybe the biggest misconception. Is he funny?
He is. It catches you off guard. You don't really expect it. We'll be like, even if it's like in the meetings, we'll kind of laugh about play. Like there was a play where I like tripped during the spring and I tripped right in front of him, and he was just kind of like, tripped on air, tripped on nothing. A lot of boys laughing. It's just something where it's like, something small like that. Something like get the.
And just real quick, how would you compare and contrast what you think this offense will look like compared to the previous offense of last season? Like, what are the similarities? What are the differences?
That's kind of a hard question. I mean, I feel like we're just gonna put the ball down and play. No matter what we're doing, we're gonna put the ball down and play. You know, we're gonna throw it, we're gonna run it. We have great receivers, we have great running backs. We've had people transfer in, transfer out. You know, quarterback situation, we're all 4 or 5 quarterbacks can play. So no matter who plays, plug and play, whatever we do, I feel like we're gonna be good regardless. And I know we have with Coach Belichick, you know, he's gonna make sure we're always on our thing. But also with Coach Lombardi, Coach Kitchens, Coach McGee, Coach Fred, that whole offensive staff, you know, they're all working together and also working with us to just start dialing stuff in now. So I mean, I feel like you can't really nothing to really expect from us.
We're gonna go to the middle of the match.
Jay, we'll be So, Jordan, when you officially found out that Coach was coming to Chapel, what was your initial reaction? And did that kind of inject a little bit of life into you? I know you got lofty goals for yourself anyway, but did it kind of make you feel like, okay, my goals were a little bit more technical than it was my first day here at Chapel?
Yeah, I mean, when I got the news, I was with my roommates Alex, Bart, and Janai. We were all together, and it was just like that's the greatest coach of all time. He's about to be coaching us. But I mean, at the same time, I still feel like you're gonna get in what you put out, no matter what you do, no matter what you're doing. So I mean, of course, that coach is gonna lead us in a great way. The program has definitely changed into more of an NFL style program. You know, with the training room, the food, the recovery stuff, the strength and conditioning. Coach Moses is doing a great job. You know, it's tough. It's definitely hard. We just coming from a tough lift, but you know, it's gonna help us in the long run. So I definitely feel like my dreams and goals are definitely attainable. But like I said, I'm more worried about just growing day to day.
We go second row here.
Brian Dalton, Tigers Illustrated. Last season, you guys had 3 different quarterbacks starting, all different playing styles. How did those changes last year help this offseason with all the possibilities at quarterback and creating the different relationships with each one and how they play and how you view yourself to their playing style?
I mean, really, I feel like all 3 quarterbacks last year had the ball. Connor was a ball player, Jacoby was a ball player, Max was a ball player. So it's really, I don't really feel like, and I was blessed enough to have a great relationship with all of them. You know, we all throwing sessions, we all was getting reps with everybody. There was no 1s, 2s, or 3s, nothing like that. Everybody was getting reps with everybody because everybody could play. So I mean, you never knew what was gonna happen. So you know, of course, what happened to Max was unfortunate. What happened to Connor was unfortunate, and Jacoby was a great player. He helped us out in many ways. Connor helped us out in many ways, and even with Max hurt, he still helped us out in plenty of ways too. You know, so I feel like it's just take it for what it's for, and build relationships with everybody, get reps with everybody, because you just never know what can happen at any given time.
And the last one for Jeremiah here.
Yeah, Jordan, one guy I wanted to ask you about going off of that is, Gio Lopez, who of course, came later. How much, I guess, have you got to interact with him so far, and just what do you know about, not only him, but maybe some of his game too? What do you know about Gio so far?
I've been able to build a great relationship with Gio in a short amount of time. We've hung out plenty of times outside of ball, just going to get something to eat, throwing on our own, stuff like that. I was at Topgolf with him too. We go play basketball and stuff like that, be on the game. We talk a lot outside, and Gio's a great guy outside of ball. I haven't had a rep with him in pads yet, but I still feel like my trust in him is just as high as everybody else. Like I said, we can plug and play any quarterback. All of them are good. All of them can ball. All of them can play. So, I mean, I feel good with anybody. But off the field, Gio's a great guy. Comes from a great family. He's from Alabama. You know, the accent's throws it a little bit. But, I mean, love Gio. And I'm excited for what he's going to bring to the program.
Perfect. Good stuff, Jordan. Appreciate
Appreciate y'all.
it. Thank you.